Hello everyone and welcome to Rewind, the retro video game show coming to you live every Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern right here on the AWS for Games channels on YouTube and Twitch. My name is Chris Melissinos and I'm the Principal Evangelist for Video Games here at AWS. And on this episode of Rewind, we're going to take a stroll back to the mid-1980s when Sega launched a console to take on the Nintendo Entertainment System juggernaut with the Sega Master System. Back in 1983, Sega released their first cartridge-based home game console called the SG-1000, which released on the same day as the Nintendo Family Computer, or Famicom, in Japan, and was quickly eclipsed by the power of the Famicom, which is capable of more vibrant and complex games. Sega followed up with the SG-1000 which just offered some minor improvements over the Model 1, but both of these systems were anemic compared to the Famicom. So Sega realized they needed a more capable system in order to compete with video gamers' time, and in 1985 released the Sega Mark III, also known as the Sega Master System in the West. And the Famicom, known as the NES in the West, became the first real competitor to Nintendo in the console market. The Sega Master System was a really interesting system that Sega believed would leverage their arcade heritage and allow them to bring those arcade experiences home. It was repackaged from the off-white casing of the Mark III into a sleek yet angular black and red casing that made it look especially futuristic. It always reminded me of Kit from Knight Rider. The Master System ran a Zilog Z80A, an 8-bit processor running at 3.58 MHz, with 8 kilobytes of ROM, 8 kilobytes of RAM, and 16 kilobytes of video RAM. The video output was via an RF box only, so switch your TV to channel 3, while the NES allowed output via a composite connection as well as RF for better picture quality. The Master System has a resolution of 256 by 192 and up to 32 colors on screen from a palette of 64 colors. Audio was provided by an SN76489 programmable sound generator and offered 3 square wave channels and 1 noise channel. However, the Mark III also included a YM2413 FM chip for enhanced sounds. That was exclusive to the Japanese models only. The Master System had several peripherals, including a light phaser for light gun games, and the Sega Scope 3D glasses, which worked with 8 games, including Missile Command 3D, Zaxxon 3D, and Outrun 3D. The Master System had 2 different types of media it could play. The first was a traditional cartridge that could contain up to 512 kilobytes of data, and Sega Cards, which are credit card-sized games that held up to 32 kilobytes of data. The idea was that simpler low-cost games and more complex and higher-cost games could be played on the same system. This provided more opportunities for more developers to bring games to the Master System. The Sega Card slot was eventually dropped in the revised, lower-cost version of the Master System that Sega released in 1990. The Master System had 318 games released across all territories, with some games only being released in certain regions. The Master System had a number of arcade conversions that held up well against their NES counterparts, and also had some games ported to the system from their Sega Genesis counterpart, like Streets of Rage and Sonic the Hedgehog. The Sega Master System officially ran from 1985 to 1996 in the Japan, EU, and US markets, and sold more than 12 million units during its lifetime. However, the system was licensed by Tectoy, a toy and electronics manufacturer, for release into the Brazilian market, where it is still being distributed to this very day. The Sega Master System marked Sega's ambition to enter the global home video game industry and compete for the hearts and minds of players everywhere. They would continue the same sleek black color scheme for their follow-on consoles, including their first color handheld, the Game Gear, which was based on the Master System hardware, all the way up through the Sega Saturn. So let's get ready to rewind back to 1986 and check out some of the awesome games that awaited any gamer brave enough to face off against the Master System. Off to the 8-bit living room. All right, and here we are in the 8-bit living room. How's everybody doing today? Yes. All right, welcome to the 8-bit living room. I want to check the audio levels here. We got a little music going on in the background there. And of course, yeah, once again, it's a lovely night. Let's pop up some looping Sega Master System commercials while we go ahead and play through some of the Master System's incredible library. I'd say incredible library. Competent and fun library, right? And you'll see exactly what I mean, right? Oh, let's get our system up here as well. There we go, the Sega Master System. And as I mentioned, it's this beautiful, sleek, black and red machine. Got those kind of angles on it. Like I said, it reminds me of Kit, right? It's, really from Knight Rider, of course. All right, so as I mentioned, at the start here, the Master System, created by Sega, was really designed to go ahead and compete with Nintendo and really launch Sega's, presence right into the global video game market. And so they leaned pretty heavily on their arcade heritage to try to bring those games home. So the first game we're going to go ahead and jump into is one that I really do love on the system, and this is Afterburner. So let's fire up some Afterburner. Drop our music down a little bit here so we can hear those blasting tones from the Afterburner game. And let's check the audio level on that there. I think that's pretty good. And let me just say hello. Yo, and welcome. And we'll do the same up here. And I'm going to shut the music off there. Yo, and welcome. All right. And if there are some games that you want to go ahead and see that I'm not covering here, let me know what they are, and I'll see if I have them in my collection here, and we can jump in and play. But let's go ahead and play a little bit of Sega's Afterburner. Now, at the time that this game was released here in 1987, we were kind of... Oh, listen to that. Actually, I'm going to stop so we can hear that. Do you notice that there was voice as well? Something that we really didn't see on the SNES. Yo, what's up, Motor City Pixelworks? How we doing? All right, so here we go. Look, I mean, this looks similar to the arcade counterpart. Not moving quite as fast, not as many objects there on the screen. And you'll also notice, one of the things about home game consoles during this era was that they certainly didn't have the power of their arcade counterparts. And so rather than having, nice smooth turning here, you'll notice that the landscape turns pretty viciously left to right. Oh, and look at that. He did a barrel roll. Wrong game, but you know what I mean. So, it was trying to bring the arcade experience home. It was an approximation of what we were experiencing in the arcade, right off the back of movies like Top Gun, right? This is where, oh, shoot, let's outrun that there. Oh, come on. Oh, and I died again. My goodness. All right. Motor City Pixelworks, you got me all flustered there. All right, let's go ahead and try that one more time there. Oh, and you heard that. Get ready. So good. All right, here we go. Let's see, if I lock on, let's fire some missiles out there as well. Ooh, pretty fantastic. So again, the Master System didn't really have the scrolling capabilities of the arcade, but hey, you know, it was Afterburner at home, and it did look better than the NES version of the game. I believe the Master System could also display more colors than the NES on screen at the same time. Correct me if I'm wrong. If somebody believes that to be inaccurate, please let me know. But yeah, you have the music right in the background. Of course, as I mentioned too in the opening, the Mark III had an additional sound processor for enhanced audio. And I believe that there are adapters that you can get that basically put that or play that audio on American Master System consoles. But yeah, this is, you know, again, this is the first game we're exploring today. The mighty Sega Afterburner. I don't know how mighty. Maybe it's just one mighty, not three mighties. But yeah, a little hard to control and wobbling all over the place. You just double tap to the left or right and lets you go ahead and do a barrel roll. Really hard to go ahead and actually zone in on those enemies there. But yeah, there you go. That was a little bit of Afterburner, one of the first arcade games, arcade releases there for the Sega Master System. So pretty fun, but not exactly the arcade game. All right, let's go ahead and jump back into another game from our collection here today on Rewind. If there were games you remember playing on the Master System or games that you want to go ahead and see, again, let me know in the comments. And if I've got it, we'll go ahead and check them out. All right, let's jump into another arcade game. This is actually one of my favorite arcade games, probably in my top 20, right? This is Bobble on the Master System. And this was also had a really good version on the NES as well. And you can hear we have the music for Bub and Bob as they make a journey to the Cave of Monsters. And of course, in this game, you play as Bub or Bub right now. And what you have to do is you have to trap the enemies in bubbles, and then you pop the bubbles to turn them into collectibles on screen and grab those fruits for points, and then off to the next screen. Now, while this does have the Bobble theme, the limited sound capabilities of the Master System means it's just doesn't have the same vibrance, right, as other ports of this game. But it can actually be a little piercing, right, especially those higher tones, but it's still a catchy earworm of a song. Isn't that right? That is exactly right. So yeah, you've got basically, again, all the colors. This really does look pretty close to the arcade version. Oh, I can't believe I got nabbed right there. All right, let's drop down here from the top. Let's pop this bubble. And let's get up and grab all of them before they hatch out of those bubbles. Oh, we have managed to capture all the fruit there. Very, very good. How are things today with you, Motor City Pixelworks? All right, let's see. Oh, yep. And what we have to do is basically spell, I think, extend, and that will extend our time and play. And so what will happen is you'll notice that once I go ahead and pop this one, now that last enemy is turned red because they're going to move a whole lot faster to try to clear out the board or try to kill you and get you up the board. I am doing great, my good friend, Motor City Pixelworks. All right, so then you had some other tools at your disposal while playing this game. You notice there's a bubble here at the top that has some water in it. So if you pop that, it will basically send down this water stream to knock out all the enemies, including yourself, if you're not careful. Oh, and it went ahead and nabbed me right there at the top. But this is Bobble on the Sega Master System. Again, a really good, fun version of the game. Yes, this rolls right off of the tongue. Motor City Pixelworks, here we come. There we go. Yay, yay for everybody. All right, and of course that password is easy to remember, right? There we go. So that was Bobble. Again, a really good arcade port. And that's what we wanted to see in systems of this time, right? If we wanted to see those arcade games, we wanted to get a little bit of the taste of the arcade home. We had that with the ColecoVision, right? ColecoVision launched with Donkey Kong, started bringing some really good arcade conversions home. Master System certainly a lot more capable than the ColecoVision. So we got more arcade games making their way home. And so another one of my top classic games is a game called Phantasy Zone. And actually, this is a really good version as well. And this game has been on basically every system that you can think of in the 8-bit era, all the way into the 16-bit era. This one is highly playable, really fast, really difficult to play. And we're going to go ahead and jump straight in here to play a little Phantasy Zone. So this is known as a shoot 'em up, or because of its style, a cute 'em up. And so what you have to do is you have to kill all the baddies here, and you have these central kind of generators, right, where all the baddies are coming out of. You have to blow them up, and by eliminating them is how you clear the level. And so what you're doing is you're picking up coins, because you'll be able to use them in a shop to increase the power of your ship. And you'll notice, like, okay, so let's get into the shop here and let's go pick up some parts. So what do we have? We've got 2,200 bucks. Let's get some big wings, and let's get a laser beam. And now we'll exit. Oh, did I select? Yeah, we did. So now it should be easier to go ahead and knock some of those baddies out. I also love the fact that when you hit the ground, your ship sprouts feet, so you can run across the bottom there faster than you could move flying as your ship. And you're moving a whole lot faster with those big wings, although now I just lost. Those power-ups only last a limited period of time. We're just going to clear this level before we move on to the next game. Hello there. Let's see. Rezalian. I don't know if that's how if that's how you pronounce it, but yeah. Let me know phonetically in the chat. Welcome. First time chatter. Okay, let's go ahead and clear these out. The one thing it doesn't have that the other versions have, though, is a radar to let you know where those central ships are, which is super helpful when you're trying to figure out where they are on the board and trying to avoid enemies as you go along your merry way in this candy-colored land of death, which is exactly what it is. Oh, and here we are. So one of the things, of course, that doesn't have, because you didn't have, really background scrolling and things of that nature. Oh, really difficult. You don't really have a background to it. Oh, and now it's going to make me go ahead and fight him from the beginning. Damn. Pixel perfect strikes. Look at that. That was it. So that's Phantasy Zone, another really good arcade conversion. Yeah, I know Afterburner wasn't a very good arcade conversion, but at least, it kind of felt like you were getting some of that at home. But look at the variety of levels that you have in here. Again, really vibrant graphics. And yeah, I love this one. Phantasy Zone, really good game on the Sega Master System. Now, one of the things that the Master System had as well was a game that was actually built into the original version of it that's sitting out right here. And I believe it was a Snail Maze game. So you could go ahead and trigger that. At least you had some, you can have some maze game to play if you didn't have a cartridge or just want a little variety. So it was a little hidden game in there. So let's see, joining us here on Twitch. You're a DevOps engineer and came here for watching AWS Air, but found you, lucky me. Oh, thanks. Yay. Thank you so much for the kind compliment. There's, yeah, glad you found a way over to the channel here. All right, let's go ahead and jump into another arcade conversion, the Mighty Ghouls and I keep saying Mighty. And I keep saying excellent or incredible. So why don't we just settle on the fun Ghouls and Ghosts? Look how much vibrant that screen is there. And this was a version of it that I can actually get a little further through than the original one. So you're playing Arthur, right? And you have to make your way through all the baddies on this level. This is a notoriously difficult arcade game. You can only get hit twice before you have to pick up another power-up. Now, if I grab this chest here, it's going to probably be, a baddie in there as well. Good music, great characters, great animation. Certainly a step up from what we've seen before, and I'm going to jump up and hit him. We'll get rid of him before he comes down there. But yeah, you can only get 2 hits before you die. And the first hit that you take, you lose your armor, and so you're just running around in your underpants, which is... Oh, Arthur, you don't want to be doing that. So let's go ahead and make our way past all of these guillotines and get down here to... Oh, this is going to be another baddie, right? Yep. Let's see. And you move kind of sluggishly, right? So you have to be careful you don't get caught where you don't want to be. You also notice things like, with the amount of sprites that you have on screen, the bigger they are, it can only paint so many on the same, basically, scan line, and so sometimes you get some flashing, but that was common amongst systems of this era. Oh, look, see, now I lost all my clothes, and there I am, or my armor. Now there I am in my underwear, and now running against the rain here. I have to duck under those. Get underneath. Oh! Yeah, I need to go ahead and find some pants, or some armor rather. I keep saying pants. I need to find armor. Come on, man. All right, there we go. Now we can move a little bit faster. Oh. Yeah, when there's too many enemies on screen, you move a little bit slower, right? You get a little bit of slowdown. Oh! Womp, womp, womp. Can't believe it. Yes, a holiday retro game. Yeah, what's going on over here? Video games. That's right. We've got Motor City Pixelworks owner and proprietor. Oh, my goodness. Showing up in both Twitch and YouTube. How lucky are we today? And yes, Halloween retro game for sure. You know, I didn't even think about it, but I should have been doing a Halloween episode here today on Rewind. But yeah, that's all right. All right, let me see. At least let me try to get a little bit past one of these levels here. Nope. Multitasking friendship. That is exactly... there we go. Whoo! All right, I need to pick one item. What do we pick? Shoes, armor, or helmet? What do I pick? I'm going to... Sure, I think probably red armor, right? Red armor. Let's go pick red armor. All right. Still trying to run against the wind there. Blew that guy up. All right, and this will be another baddie, but that's okay. Love that music too. Now, you can... As I was saying, with the Afterburner game and the Bobble game, it was kind of tinny and a little irritating. So this uses the same, obviously, sound processor, but infinitely more. You can listen to this a whole lot better than you could those other songs from those other games. But anyway, look. This is a really competent version of the arcade game and actually holds up really well against other home versions that came out even later than this. Really good use of graphics and has all the little animation, the little death animations. Yeah, shoes for running speed. Aren't you able to shoot up in this version? That is a good question. I am not sure. Let's see. Let me see. I never even try. Oh, you can. Oh my God, what a bonehead. Yes, you can. And you know what? I almost never do, which is maybe why I don't get as far as I probably should in these games. But now you've got me completely distracted. And there we go. Okay, yeah. I probably should have tried to do it. Oh, you do got me, boo. Thank you. Thank you very much. Oh. See, but look at that. Now you have me distracted firing up, and then I got whomped by those skulls coming down. All right. Alrighty. That was Ghouls and Ghosts. All right, let's go ahead and jump in. We have a lot more to cover. We're already 24 minutes in. So one of the things that the Sega Master System could do really well, as opposed to some of the older systems, right, was really good animation. And the Mickey Mouse series in particular were always really good on the Master System, right? And actually on the Sega systems overall. So let's go ahead and jump into one of the Mickey Mouse games. Did anybody ever own a Master System? Did you know anybody that owned one? When he woke up, he was no longer in his home. And there's Daisy giving him some eyes. Hey, it sure seems creepy around here. Sure does. With the crystal gone, the good magic in this valley has disappeared. Oh, whatever shall she do? In its place, bad magic has changed everything now. Let's just get on there. All right, so there we go. We're on our world map, and we're going to jump into our first stage, our forest stage. And yeah, so here we go. We're going to go ahead and jump around, and we can pick up these blocks and hit some baddies with them if I can actually hit them. But what you'll notice, right, is the animation. Mickey, let's see, as Mickey gets closer to the edge here. Well, let me avoid the spider first. You'll see, oh, he's gonna fall. What's gonna happen? Oh my goodness. So this was, you know, the era where not only were we building these mascots, but based on what was happening on in the environment, they would start these different animations. So you have the, you know, kind of waiting animation. Of course, we saw Sonic the Hedgehog do this as well, you know, getting over to the edge there and then trying not to fall, unlike that, which I just did. And this one actually doesn't have very slippery controls like some platformers of this era did. This makes it a lot more controllable. And let's pick this up here, and let's go grab this boulder here. Oops. Come on. Oh, that's right. Double tap. Oh, I tried to throw it at the... Oh, shoot. Okay. Now, you notice, too, when Mickey was on the vine and you had the tornado there, he was kind of hanging onto the vine and his legs whipping off the back, right? So really kind of helped to build out the world that you inhabited here. Really, just a beautiful little game, a really fun little game. Oh, no, as well. All right, all right, get out of the way. Oh, shoot, I need to go ahead and... Can I... Oh, I think I have to... Do I have to push that one? Let's see. Nope. I have to just get there. Okay, right. Now I can drop that. And then... Oh, poor Mickey got scared by that spider and he done fell down. Right. Okay, let's see if we can go ahead and do that again. Okay, there's Snake. And let's jump over that. And let's make our way on inside here, and let's try this again. And we'll let the spider come down here. Come on. All right, now we can... No. There we go. Hit him. Grab some of that cake. And now we can continue on. So you had, you know, these branching paths. You had all kinds of really interesting enemies and baddies to look out for. But once again, you know, a really competent and fun game, right? And we didn't, again, see animation like this very often in earlier mascot-based or platformer games. So, you know, this was a game that was really giving Nintendo... This is one of those games that could give Nintendo a run for their money when it came to graphics and environment, and just a lovely little game to go ahead and play. The Castle of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse is probably one of my favorites. And of course, we've seen other games like Epic Mickey kind of carry on that tradition of Mickey Mouse platformer games, you know, back in the Wii. And that was from the Epic Mickey games were, of course, done by Warren Spector, who I interviewed this past month on the industry the industry legend series that I do. And yeah, we talked about what a wonderful project that was, and what he was trying to invoke with his game, the Epic Mickey series, and I think he was pretty successful in doing so. Oh, okay, that one's going to hurt me. Wop, wop, wop. All right. That was Land of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse. Yeah. All right. How about we move on to a little bit of what? Oh, okay. One of my favorite side-scrolling shooters, the whole series was R-Type. Pit Fighter, I will see if I have Pit Fighter as well. But let's go ahead and start with a little R-Type since I already have it queued up. Yeah, this one, lovely game. If you've never played R-Type before, you're really missing out. A lot of strategy too in terms of powering up your shots and choosing which paths to go ahead and take, and how to maneuver inside of some of the enemy formations that will be coming up here. And you'll see sometimes it throws off some really cheap shots. You always have to kind of watch behind you. So, all right. So here is this piece you can fire forward. Kind of acts like a shield and also provides little damage to the baddies in front of you. But what you'll see now is, as I leave the screen, you're going to see the guys at the bottom there are going to fire up from behind. So, right, just like that. So you think you were in the clear, but no, somebody sneaking off the back of the screen there decided to go ahead and take a cheap shot on you as you were exiting that one area. Of course, you can't touch any of the walls or anything like that. Let's grab that speed up there. This is the first time I saw this formation, I was like, oh my goodness, this one is amazing looking. Okay, come on, get back. Oh, no. Exploded. All right, let's see if we can do better. Of course, now I'm not going to have any additional power up or shield or speed going into this section again. Come on. I couldn't get in front of him to grab that one. Okay, let's see. We'll make our way up to the top here. You notice there's no like parallax scrolling in the background, right? So parallax scrolling is basically a technique where you would take multiple planes in a background and you would basically scroll them at different speeds to give this illusion of depth. There just wasn't enough, power, right, in the Master System, in these earlier systems, to really do parallax. Although you could do those sorts of effects on things like the NES, but you would typically have to use basically another processor that would be included with the cartridge to enable the system to do that, right? So whether it was additional memory or was additional processors to basically help with those more advanced animations, the stock systems couldn't do it, right? All right, let's see now. All right, so now I just have to avoid all of these. Let's see if I can see that one right there is the one I need to blow up. Yeah, now everybody's gone. And of course, it didn't matter because I wound up hitting those. Dang it. But that's okay. R-Type, super good game. As you can see. No, we don't want to continue again. Let me see if we can go ahead and find let me see if I have in my collection here a bit of Pit Fighter, I believe is what FZ Killa was asking for. So let me see if I can find that for you there, my good friend. What about Pit Fighter did you like? I just remember it as being a pretty horrible home conversion pretty much across the board. I believe we also saw it on things like the Lynx, right? The Atari Lynx. But yeah, let's see. I think we're going to be in luck here with a little bit of Pit Fighter, the ultimate challenge. Now this, for those that don't know Pit Fighter, right, this game was using digitized graphics before Mortal Kombat, right, came out. So let's see, yeah, all the different variations of fighting games growing up. Yeah, I agree. I turned that volume down a little bit. Was that volume a little bit loud? Oh, look at that. Here are your high scores. Show no mercy. Are you tough? Andy Taylor and Matt Hicks. Okay. Is that better? All right. All right, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. I knew what Pit Fighter was, but never really played it. Just wasn't anything that really kind of appealed to me. But we're going to go ahead and give it a shot here today. So this is basically the first time you're going to see me playing this. All right. So that was no practice. Okay, wait. Why is it going there? All right, now we're no. Why is it doing that? Hold on, let's try this again. All right, let's see. This is the ultimate challenge, apparently. Okay, here we go. Buzz. Pro wrestler, height 6'2", 226. All right. Here we go. There can be only one. Is that a Highlander reference? Oh, my goodness, yeah. So this version of it, clearly not using digitized sprites, right? Or digitized graphics to go ahead and look more like real, people that are playing here. And what I remember, too, is that in Pit Fighter, you had a whole crowd of people around you. So you were kind of fighting in the street there. Oh, he was trying to throw that box on my head. Oh, they're the people. Yeah, that's right. Now I got you, buddy. Oh, except I need to throw it at him. Oh my goodness, these controllers. Woo! Yeah, this version is interesting. That's a word. That is a word for it. Yeah, not everything were bangers, right? On the Master System. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this one is. Oh, damn it. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. Okay. So, you know what I'm thinking too, right? This is a bit of... No, we're not going to continue Pit Fighter. That was Pit Fighter. We did that once. Not again. But picking up environmentals and throwing them, right, really speaks to, again, one of my other favorite series on the Genesis, which is Streets of Rage. You know, there was a conversation going on online about, what is the, a game series you can always go back to no matter how long you've been away from it. Just go ahead and pick it up and start playing. Streets of Rage, 100%. Yes, yes, yes. Isn't that right, kids? Yes. Yeah, that is exactly right. And there was a version of it made for the Sega Master System. We're going to go ahead and check that out right now. Of course, the music on the Genesis version, incredible. The variety of enemies, amazing. Like, it was the perfect side-scrolling beat-em-up. Like, just, again, variety of the characters, the size of the sprites on screen, the environmentals, the music. Oh, man, if you have not played Streets of Rage, you're really missing out. Now, the Streets of Rage 4 came out last year or the year before, actually the year before, for the Nintendo Switch and other platform as well. So if you have a Switch and you want to go and experience some Streets of Rage, definitely go check it out there. But let's go ahead and jump in here to Streets of Rage 2. Now, of course, on the Master System, I'm going to turn off that background music just so we hear the game. It is doing the best it can with that sound chipset, right, in the Master System. And again, while not the same size sprites, they're recognizable, right? So you can recognize the different enemies that you would normally play on the Sega Genesis. It's got some really good background, environmental treatments to it, like the neon signs up there as well. And I think it still holds, like the grappling throw. Oh, that was so good. And of course, other weapons that you could pick up, like the pipe, right? Slow moving, but it can hit multiple enemies at a further range. One of the problems though, when you have a system that is lower resolution, is that you don't have a lot of movement or space to move vertically. And so what that means is that the animation or the reach that the enemies have, yeah, I can't break, oh, I did break that. It's basically they can move a lot faster to get to you. They're not as slow moving as they were in the Genesis version. And I think maybe, it could be a balance. It could be a balance decision because you can't put as many enemies on screen at the same time. So maybe the trade-off is we've got fewer on screen. Let's go ahead and make them move faster, right? Which I don't know if that's true, but it seems like a good compromise. I got my knife. Let's see. Oh, right. So this is a little bit, of the Warriors type of vibe to this game, but that's right. You get too many sprites on the line. That's right. Then they flicker. Oh yeah, look at him. He just came running in there with just one knife held out like a goon. Right there, look at that. And you just basically have to, I forget, you have to kind of just move up and out of his way. Let me see, can I hit him? No, I couldn't hit him there. Or did I knock his knife out? No. So I think after he passes, I need to go ahead and try to hit him. No, see, that's not letting me do it either. Oh, there was my special move. So if I hit both buttons, let's see. Nope. There you go. So, oh, I was just doing special moves right over him there. So, this was the, this is like the little kids version of Streets of Rage 2. Your big, sibling, your older sibling was playing on the Genesis and they wouldn't let you play, and you basically got the hand-me-down Sega Master System. Or if you just couldn't afford another system, at least it gave you a good, competent side-scrolling beat-em-up. And as I mentioned too in the opening, the Master System lasted, and it didn't, and not just lasted, it is still being sold right now in Brazil, because what had happened was, during the 1980s and 90s, right, the cost of bringing these game systems into Brazil was prohibitive from an import perspective, from a tax perspective, right? Shoot, man, he is just clobbering me. And so what they did was they licensed the console to a company called Tectoy down in Brazil that could basically manufacture the console in country. And so this was the console that people had access to because it was affordable. So you'll find, again, down there's a bunch of different systems, including a portable version that was made by Tectoy for the Brazilian market, just because, again, the tariffs were so high that people couldn't afford to buy an American game console in Brazil. What this meant, though, was that by the time Nintendo had made their way down to Brazil with the NES, there were enough NES clones in market, plus the Sega Master System dominance through Tectoy, that they really couldn't find a toehold in that market. And so this system is still sold to this day. This is a machine that was released in 1985, and it is still being sold as a console today. Right? Pretty fantastic, spectacular. I believe it's probably, from a hardware perspective, the oldest and longest running and perpetually sold game console. One of the things I do want to also mention here as well is you notice that here I can actually walk behind those two poles that are in front of me, right? So you have this scrolling where you can actually put objects in front of or behind the player. So it gave a little touch of depth, right, to the game that you were playing here. But that's Streets of Rage 2. I've played this one the longest of all of the games today because, yeah, it is a fun-ass game to play. Love it, love it, love it. All right, let's go ahead and move on. That was Streets of Rage 2 on the Sega Master System, the Mark III over in Japan. Let's go ahead and move on to yet another game in the lineup there. If there's any other games that you want to see that I've not played, let me know. I'll check if I have my library. If I do, we'll get right to them so you can see them too. All right, arcade conversions. Let's go. The Shinobi series. Yeah, super fun game. And it also had both a 2D and this kind of 3D perspective at different parts of the game here. So we're going to go ahead and jump in and play. All right, here we go. Here we go. Now, one of the troubles that the system had was doing scrolling. So you'll notice that in jumping up here to rescue that kid, you notice that the screen kind of stutters a little bit as it makes its way to the top. So it's not really scrolling the whole screen. It's just scrolling up enough to get to show the top part of the level. And that's where it has problems. So left to right scrolling was good, but vertical scrolling was just not something that the system could do easily. It took up a lot of memory to do that kind of movement. And so it was used pretty sparingly. We're going to experience another arcade game called Alien Syndrome, which is a really fun game. But when you play it versus the arcade version, what you notice is, well, I'm not going to spoil it. You'll notice some stuff is what I'm saying. So, all right, let's, oh, yeah. When you got hit, notice I was turning the other direction. So we're going to move around behind this chapo here. And then we're just going to jump back up and avoid that fella. And then we're going to jump right down and get him. That's how you do that. And let's go ahead and grab him. And we will grab this fellow here. So not exactly the same as the arcade, right? But it kind of looked like it. It was a good approximation to have at home when you're playing on your futuristic black and red Knight Rider kit-like Master System. So now this is basically just a vertical or a shooter, right? Coming down. But let's see. Oh, let's see. Now I think we're going to get some enemies that are going to pop up right up in front if I miss too many of them here. I know that happened. Oh, there he was. Oh, scared the crap out of me. And that is the end of that level. And that is Shinobi on the Sega Master System. Again, an approximation of an awesome arcade game and a pretty good home conversion too. All right, so speaking of conversions, well, I'm not going to put the music on because we're going to listen to the soundtrack here. Let's go ahead and jump into Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I have both of them here, but let's go ahead and pick the second in the series. And it came complete with Tails. This was also the same version that we saw get ported over to the Game Gear. The Game Gear, of course, was Sega's first handheld game cartridge-based game console, but had a color screen, whereas the Game Boy had a black and white screen. And it basically was a Sega Master System with a lower resolution, but access to more colors that you could take with you on the go. Now, the problem, of course, with the Sega Game Gear was that it chewed through batteries like crazy, right? And so you had to get these battery packs or plug them into the wall to really play them for any length of time. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about Sonic the Hedgehog here. And so I think, let me see. I should be able to, come up here and then roll to grab those rings. And whenever I'm playing the original Sonic, I always forget that you don't have a spin dash like you did in the other versions of Sonic. That Sonic spins by you just running and then pressing down on the controller, right? It wasn't until I believe it was Sonic 3 that you actually had the spin dash move. Maybe it was Sonic 2 on the Genesis. I'm drawing a blank on that now, but when we do the Genesis, we'll go ahead and explore that. And here we go. Jump in. Oh, come on. Oh, yeah, that's why you need to make sure you have at least one ring, because if you don't, then you dead right away. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, and hopping up here. So multiple branching paths, just like you expect in a Sonic game. So it's not just a press and run to the right game, as is always assumed. And there is it, Dr. Robotnik, or Mr. Eggman. Yeah, so Sonic 2, right? Fun game. It doesn't have, does it? Let's see. Is it going to play the same music? I'm not sure it's going to. No, it doesn't play the stage end music like we're normally used to in these Sonic games. But yeah, a lot of fun. Oh, and of course I should probably pay attention instead of running my mouth all the time. Okay, here we go. Hopping, and up we go. Oh, let's go ahead and grab this one here. It does have that same little bit of slipper. Oh, no. It does have that same slippery movement that Sonic is known for. This one feels like a little running to the right on this level here. 1, 2, 3. Oh, no. Stay in there. Oh, that's right. I forgot if you collide. Yeah, see, look, really, you can complete the levels pretty quickly, and I can't bounce the sign up at the end of the stage there. Let's see. I may be at the end stage here. Is this going to be it? Nope, that's Act 2. Act 3 will go ahead and be with Dr. Robotnik or Eggman, as you prefer. Whichever one. Same dude. Different countries. All right, the Underground Zone, Act 3. Let's see. What's we got going on? Oh, let's go ahead and grab this, and let's roll down here. You know, and now that as I'm playing through this for the first time in a while, I noticed that, you know, this level does feel... Oh, look at that. Super repetitive, you know? But... it's Sonic 2 on your Master System. You don't have a Genesis, you have a Master System. There you go. All right, that's Sonic 2. Okay, let's see. We've got about 10 or 15 minutes left. Let's see what else we're going to... Let's see what other shenanigans we're going to go ahead and get into. All right. Another great series, Road Rash. And you had a pretty good one here on the Sega Master System. Now, of course, music is going to pale a little bit. The animation is going to pale a little bit, but it's still Road Rash at the end of the day, right? Racing game where you can beat each other up as you're racing along to get to the end. But you'll see what I mean when we talk about limited resolution and how fast we move left to right across the screen. There just isn't a lot of room to go ahead and move in, but you'll see what I'm talking about when we get in there. Let's see. Sierra Nevada, Pacific Coast, Redwood Forest, Grass Valley, Palm Desert was in there too. Let's just do the Sierra Nevada, right? We're in autumn now. Vet Thrashers run 15-mile race. Our race is only about 5 miles. That's Sledge. I guess you want to watch out for Sledge. And Rude Boy is right in front of me here. All right, so there I am punching and a kicking. Now, one of the, again, another difficult thing for these early systems to do was to give a real sense of height or scrolling. So you'll notice, though, that the way that they're painting out the background there, that it does look like you're going up or down a hill. This was not an easy thing for these systems to go ahead and do, so it really took a mastery of the hardware to be able to create that scrolling, moving environment to give a real sense of height or depth, right, to any particular level. You heard a little skitching going on there. Now, I'm not sure about the Master System version of these games, but I do know in the Genesis version that as you go ahead and attack or try to beat up some of your opponents as you're racing here, they'll start to remember who you are and what you did, and so they'll become more aggressive in subsequent races, right? Again, I don't know if they had all of that built into the Sega Master System version of this game, but that was definitely one of the hallmarks for the Road Rash series. And of course, the best Road Rash game, I was adjusting some volume there. The best Road Rash game being that on the 3DO, which was also then ported to the Sega CD. Really, really good. I mean, it was the best version of it. There's just no doubt. There is a game available on Steam called, I think it's called Road Revenge or something like that, which is a fully 3D Road Rash inspired game that is pretty good. You know, it harkens back to this kind of design and mechanics, but still, for my money, the 3DO version of Road Rash is still the best version of the Road Rash formula ever to be done. Still, nobody's been able to beat it yet. Sense of speed, branching paths, interstitials, the art, the music, just awesome. Just really, really awesome. But look, here's a pretty good version of it at home. Like I said, you don't have your big siblings' Genesis because they're not going to let you touch it because they, you know, Want to go ahead and play, you know, I don't know, golf on it or whatnot. But you want to go ahead and get a version of a game that they're playing, but on your Master System, here you go. Road Rash, really fun, has all those same mechanics, has a lot of challenge to it. Some pretty advanced programming techniques on this little machine. Also, you'll notice that they are doing parallax scrolling there in the background, so it gives some additional depth to the environment in which you're playing. Pretty cool. Let's see, at least let me just get to the end of this level. Man, I haven't hit a single thing yet. Now, of course, I just said that, so what's going to happen is I'm going to wind up hitting something, right? They said it was a 5-mile race. We're 4.5 miles into it. Okay, I just ran over something in the road that's causing me to skid a little bit. So you'll hit like oil slicks and things like that will basically cause you to lose control of your bike as you're making your way through this game. Where are we? 4.9. Are we going to beat this? Are we in first place? We are in first place. Here we go. Where's the finish line? Come on. Wait a minute. I thought they said it was 5 miles long. So now it's at 5.2. Skitch, or whatever the hell his name was up front, the guy lied. This isn't a 5-mile race. Okay, wait. There we go. I just hit some dirt or roadkill or something that caused that back tire to go skitching out. Oh yeah, skitching. That was another take on the Road Rash formula by Electronic Arts. Yay! Ah, yes, oh yes, woo. Yeah, skitching was another take on the Road Rash formula that Electronic Arts had done, where you basically were on rollerblades, and then you would grab the back of cars as they would come by, and you would skitch your way through the environment. Dangerous. Don't try that at home, kids. All right, that was Road Rash on the Sega Master System. All right, let's see what else we got for gameplay run through here before we have to get out for the day. Let's see what we shall see. Okay, I'm going to show you real briefly this game, which I believe I've already shown on like 4 or 5 episodes of the show already. This is Choplifter. This is just, a classic game. They all play pretty much the same on each one of these systems, but just with a lot more color and a bit more controllability than we had on some of the older versions of this. The whole goal of Choplifter is to what? To take your chopper and make your way into enemy territory and rescue hostages. Oh, there we go. Oh, look at that. Whoa. So let me see. Can we... Man. All right. That was pretty difficult there. All right, let me see. I didn't expect an enemy right up front shooting. Okay, I'm just going to avoid him. I guess I'm not going to be able to. No, can I not shoot them? Okay, so I have to, do I have to bomb these guys? Let's see. Nope. Let's see. Where are we going here? Okay, why? Let's see. Oh, there you go. Okay. So, this version of the game, what I need to do is the tanks in the foreground are the only ones that can be killed that way. The other ones I need to go ahead and shoot sideways to attack. So this actually is foreground and background. Definitely a more complex version of this game than what I'm used to playing. This is the first time I'm actually playing Choplifter, and one of the, on the Master System, and one of the things you had to do is make sure that not only did you not land on your the people you're trying to rescue, but you wanted to get the heck out of the way as fast as you could if you need to. Oh, I opened up that other building. Oh, and I just lost all those people. Okay, that's terrible. Choplifter. Yeah, so this, I would say, honestly, now playing this for the first time, this one is the best version of this game that I've played. Certainly the most difficult. Come on. Okay, do I need to get enough height? Maybe I have to get enough height to get that tank. See, look at that. I can't even... Yeah, really, really difficult. Oh, I like that. I mean, it's a good level of difficulty, though, you know? Definitely makes it more challenging. And look, they're doing the parallax scrolling thing, too. Wow, okay. Oh, and I just landed on a couple of the folks I was trying to rescue. All right, at least let's go ahead and try to get some back here to our base. Let's knock that guy down. And then when you get over here, here you go, Choplifter. And you're able to go ahead and rescue some of your fellas, and then you're back off into the sky again. Yeah, Choplifter, really good side scrolling, you know, shoot 'em up. And yeah, honestly, this first time I'm playing this one, as I said, okay, normally you don't get you're not vulnerable back there, so this is definitely a more advanced version than I've ever played. Really, wow, Dan Gorlin, good job. That's pretty amazing. All right, that was Choplifter. Again, played it on multiple systems, but that one, I think that may be my favorite version of it. Okay, let's go ahead, and I mentioned a game called Alien Syndrome. This was an arcade conversion as well. The whole goal here is to go ahead and free the crew members from your ship that have been captured by these aliens as you run around. Now, as I mentioned, one of the things that's difficult for the Sega Master System to do is to really scroll these big environments. So what used to be kind of a scrolling environment now has turned into kind of a single screen endeavor. So if I were to leave this screen right now, you'll see I moved to the next screen, but none of those baddies are following me into the other screen, which certainly makes it a bit easier and a little more approachable than the original version. Oh, you also notice that it had that audio clip there. So it's doing some digitized voices as well. Something that, again, you know, we really didn't see or hear on the NES, but it's right there for the Sega Master System. We'll grab him. I don't know if this is a map or not. No. I'm not sure what the different pickups do. So, you know, I won't hazard a guess unless it's really obvious. But, okay, let's go ahead and grab him. And, of course, you can see this is inspired by what? Aliens, of course, right? That was one of the big movies during this era. And, yeah, of course it's going to draw inspiration from an incredible movie, right? All right, let's see. That's a question mark. Oh, I don't know. Did that just speed everybody up? Because I was just getting my butt handed to me by these baddies, and I ran into him, and he just went brr again, apparently, because that's what you yell. So yeah, again, you know, the limitations of the system didn't allow for it to be a full scrolling environment where everything kind of follows you as you move through it. But you know, they, again, a really good approximation of the arcade game. And look, hey, if you didn't want to spend all your money playing this in the arcade, you had a decent version at home, right? And that was enough for us back then, kids. Okay, that was a warp, apparently. Obviously. And let's see. Do I have any more to pick up? How do I figure out? Let's just pause. How do I find how many people I need to rescue? Nope, that was just a random one, I guess. Let's see. Let's see if we can find... Well, let's see if we can find our last... Probably last... there they are. Oh, maybe it's not the last one. Oh, you notice I got the flamethrower, so I'm a bit more powerful. Look out, everybody. Woohoo. Let's see. Here we go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, these are pretty slow-moving aliens. Not too intimidating, right? But let's see. Okay, where do we got? Where are we going? Where are we going? We're going to go this way. Oh, we already got that one. Maybe we can get out. Let's go ahead and see. I would expect to hear some sort of chime or space jingle to let us know. But no, apparently we did not have... oh, yeah, lasers. Oh, shoot. I would much rather have had the fireball there. Let's see. Can we get out yet? No, I don't know. Do I just walk up to it? Let's see. Nope. Nope, we can't get out, but you get the idea. Interesting top-down, approximation of the arcade game without having a map, and there's got to be a way to... Okay, hostages. There's one hostage left. So pressing both buttons together will show you that status screen there. Okay, now why did I do that? I didn't want to do that. I don't know where the other hostage is. Let's see if we can go and at least find him and get out of here. All right, let's see. Oh, where have I not gone? Okay, I think I keep going over to the right here and expecting to find somebody every time I go, and obviously I'm not going to. One of the things you'll notice that they've done to compensate for the fact that it's not scrolling, every time you enter a play field, the enemies will flash momentarily, so that way they don't, it's not a cheap hit because you walked in as they were spawning, which is a really good way to account for that mechanic, right? It couldn't scroll it for kind of that multi-screen. Let's see. Come on. There we go. All right. Now I can get out. Oh, if I don't die. Did I die? Of course I did. Of course I did.
Life force is running out.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So in order to account for not being able to scroll and have the baddies follow you, what did they do? They created this other mechanic that allowed you to kind of make your way onto the screen without getting a cheap hit by monsters that were regenerating on the scene. So really good way to think about game design to get around limitations of the hardware, something that game developers do today, even on the most powerful systems that we have, like the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox One Series X. You're always trying to find ways to go ahead and get around limitations that hardware of the day kind of throw in front of you. So really, really interesting. All right, let's see if we've got time for one more game. What do we want to take a look at here? One more game. Let's see. You know what? Let's go ahead and finish out here. Now, one of the most beloved games on the Master System is a game called Phantasy Star. And this is a game that set off the entire Phantasy Star series that continued well, across a bunch of different Sega platforms all the way up to Phantasy Star Online, which was amazing on the Dreamcast back in the day. But because it's a pretty deep RPG, I'm not going to go and be able to get into it today. We'd have to do an entire episode just on Phantasy Star. One of the things that it also did was not only had a top-down 2D map like you would expect of RPGs of that time, but it also had a 3D perspective as well as you're going through these different corridors in the game. Really, really impressive. Something, again, that we really didn't see very much on systems at that time. Excellent, excellent game. But we're not going to go ahead and show that. So we've got a choice. We can either take a look at Michael Jackson's Moonwalker or Outrun. So somebody let me know if FC Killa is still up in there. Which one should we close out with? Should it be, or anybody, should it be Michael Jackson's Moonwalker or should it be Outrun? Let me know. I'll just wait a second or two here because let the stream go ahead and catch up. And if nobody picks, I'll go ahead and pick one. But yeah, these are two iconic games from the Sega library that were ported to the Master System. And if nobody's going to choose, I will have to go ahead and choose one for you. And I say, let's close out with Michael Jackson's Moonwalker. So, you have to remember at the time that this game came out, Michael Jackson was really at the zenith of his popularity, and he actually worked on this game with Sega. And yeah, there he is transforming, and I guess you're basically going around and finding the kids that were kidnapped, and it kind of leans into the smooth criminal video and kind of storyline around there. But undeniably, undeniably Michael Jackson when you see him walking around there and doing his kicks. And so what you have to do is you have to open up each of these doors, and you find the kids that were kidnapped. Now, in the Genesis version of this game, there were voice samples, so they would all yell Michael anytime he rescued one of them. And you'll notice you have enemies dropping down from the top, and that you have to fight at the bottom. The enemies that drop from the top also throw projectiles at you, and I'm missing doors, which I need to go ahead and make sure I check. Make sure we rescue everybody on the level here. And I'm not too sure about how to use his special move, so we're going to try that here in a second. So let me see. Let's go ahead and open that door. There ain't nobody in there. Let's open up this door. Ah, there's somebody in there. All right, now we finished finding all the kids that were kidnapped. And now, you'll never catch me. Apparently. All right, and so now we're going to be fighting all these baddies as they drop in, throwing their knives, and you have to make sure you duck underneath them. And let's see, do we have the special move yet? No. Yeah, so there's his special jump, and there's his point and pose, and that was Michael Jackson's Moonwalker. So certainly a lesser version than we had in the arcade, and a lesser version than we had on the Genesis, but it was still all the basic, same core gameplay elements available here. And yeah, let's see, can he moonwalk? Let me see. There's that jump. There he goes. And we have this moonwalk. And again, I'm not sure how you go ahead and start his kind of like smart bomb, right? Which basically blows everybody up on screen. But yeah, there we go. You know what? Since we went and just played a little bit of Moonwalker, let's finish out with Outrun. Let's go ahead and do that one too. So again, really popular game in the arcade. This is Battle Outrun. Again, they couldn't really do the same type of scrolling and the same type of environments you had in Outrun. So they made kind of an original game based on the Outrun franchise, the name, and all those other things. We're going to go ahead and play a little bit of that. So we need to go ahead and, I believe, knock that car off the road. It's the green one we're looking for, but you could select from different tracks, just like you could in the original Outrun. And here we go. We're going to go play a little bit of Battle Outrun here on the Master System. But smooth scrolling left to right, a little bit of parallax in the back there. Cars moving up really fast on us. We got to look for that green guy though. And that's the one we need to go ahead and take out. And I believe, yeah, oil slicks there as well. Kind of will knock you out and make you slippery. And you have a time limit on this, of course, that you need to contend with as well. There we are, skitching around the corner there. Oh, look at that. There's the Bay Bridge right there in the background. Lovely Bay Bridge. I don't know how geographically accurate this game is, but they certainly threw some landmarks in there to give a little familiarity to people that are playing. Oh, there's some jumps as well. And we made it past that first checkpoint. And there we go. So this is just a taste of Outrun. All right, now we go ahead and slide up into the back here, and then we can go ahead and add different elements to our car. Let's get a little bit of a faster engine. Let's go ahead and get some better tires. And now hopefully we'll be able to, yeah, there we are. Move, a lot faster than we were with the base car. And so you can, there hasn't been a strategy to it. So you upgrade your vehicle to go ahead and find the car you're supposed to be knocking out. Oh, no. So there's objects there. I don't know why they have Cliff Notes books in the middle of the road. For those of you that are not my age, you may not even know what the heck a Cliff Notes book is. But for those of you that do, you know exactly what I'm talking about. There's some ramps to jump over to avoid some of that traffic. No magical soundtrack. No. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so this is Outrun on the Sega Master System. So not the Outrun you expected, but the outrun you deserved on the Master System, I guess. But Joe, here's the thing to take away from all of these. As we go through all these different retro game consoles, and there's still a lot more to go, and then we're going to start doing series, right? So I want to know what kind of series you want me to go ahead and tackle. Whether they're side-scrollers or they are, shoot 'em ups and those sorts of things, right? Is that good gameplay just endures. So we take the graphics and the fidelity out of it. If the gameplay is fun, if the game is fun to play, it's fun to play. And that's the point, right? Is that, video games as an art form are cemented in the time in which they are created. And so you have to look at it through those lenses. But if the underlying gameplay is excellent, you'll still go back to it time and time again. And that's what just makes this, this exploration through all these different machines just so wonderful, right? It's to really uncover those hidden gems again and remind ourselves what it used to be like, how far we've come with games and game development that we have today. And yeah, don't be afraid to dust these off and go back to it. Oh, there he is. That's who I needed to get. All right, let's go ahead and take this guy out. Oh, all right. Yeah. Let's see. All right, there. Oh, get out of my way. That yellow car. Melvin, whatever his name is. Let's see. Come on. Yeah, it's Melvin's brother in the other yellow car. Let's see. Come on, can we take this guy out? Do I have to take him out or do I have to beat him? Maybe I have to beat him over the line. Oh, shoot. 37 seconds. Here we go. Let's see if I can just pass him. No, I think I have to take him out. I don't know. I've not played this version. Let's see. Here we go. What are we going to do? We got 23 seconds left. Are we going to beat him? I have no idea if I need to go ahead and beat him in the game or to just keep hitting him until we pass him. It doesn't seem like it because he keeps getting back up. It's not like 3 hits in a Mario game and you're done, right? It's 400 here apparently for this version of Outrun, and that's the time. That's time up on Outrun. We didn't make it anywhere. Notice my car was still wobbling a little left to right. You better start again. What kind of smugness is that? No, I will not start again. In fact, that really kind of brings us up right to the end of this episode of Rewind. So remember, if you are a video game developer of any size, from AAA to indie, make sure you head on over to aws.amazon.com/GameTech to discover the products, solutions, and services that we offer to help you on your cloud game development journey. And if you're a beginner looking for a clear starting point to help you build a career or learn to produce games in the AWS cloud, we recommend you start with an AWS learning plan. This set of on-demand courses will increase your knowledge of game servers and game analytics and help grow your technical skills to solve real-world game development, compute, and analytics problems, and you can demonstrate your knowledge to the world by earning digital badges. Head on over to aws.training/GameTech to start your AWS for Games learning plan today. And I want to give a special shout out and thank you to Waterflame for allowing us to use his music here on Rewind. Make sure you head on over to his YouTube channel at Waterflame Music to check out his incredible work. And lastly, if you care about preserving the history of video games as much as I do, make sure you head on over to the Video Game History Foundation's website at gamehistory.org. They're doing incredible work to preserve the history of our industry for future generations. And I want to thank you for spending your Friday afternoon with me. Have a wonderful rest of your day, an awesome weekend, and we'll see you next week on Rewind.